So Israel is still poised to strike Iran, and in July, Blinken said that Iran was 1 to 2 weeks away from developing a nuclear weapon. So I guess for all we know, they might have one by now. And meanwhile, in Ukraine, they've struck deep within Russian territory several times, as deep as 300 miles from the border. And in that case, we don't have to guess. We know that Russia has the largest nuclear arsenal on the planet, as many as 6,000 warheads. And so one of the risks of arming militaries that are striking in the territories of nuclear powers is that one of those gets deployed, and then it could escalate very quickly from there. So it's rarely discussed, but it's important to address that the nuclear risk is real, and it could very abruptly mean the end of what humans have worked for thousands of years to collectively achieve. And us today are very lucky to live with the fruits of that achievement, and I feel like we're treating the risks kind of brazenly. So my question for you is, we often hear in response to these concerns that, well, Putin, Khomeini, they're war criminals, they're terrorists, as if they're too inherently evil or immoral for us to negotiate with. But meanwhile, this administration has financed a genocide in Gaza for the last year, and every day you're up there denying accountability for it. So, what gives you the right to lecture other countries on their moral?
So, if you have a policy question for me, I'm happy to take it. If you want to give a speech, there are plenty of places in Washington where you can give a speech.
Yeah, but people are sick of the bullshit in here. It is a genocide. You are abetting it, and you are risking nuclear war in Ukraine for this proxy war.
Plenty of other places to give a speech. Go ahead.
Thank you, Matt. Bangladesh is moving forward under the leadership of interim.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, Kobe Pottishman from Medill News Service. This is on Israel. It's been a year since October 7th. You've already been asked what the end game is in the region. You said a few minutes ago that Israel is its own sovereign country. You said last week the United States will work to advance its own interests. 5 American citizens have been killed by Israel in the region in the past year, 1 in Gaza, 3 in the West Bank, and 1 in Lebanon. You're obviously working to evacuate Americans, but the highway has been bombed. I would imagine even if it isn't anymore, that's probably a bit of a deterrent to people trying to drive to the airport. So just broadly speaking, what actually are the United States' own sovereign interests here? And do they include or do they supersede the deaths of American citizens?
We want to see full investigations into the deaths of any American citizens. We want to see accountability when accountability is merited. And ultimately, when you look at the policy goals, we want to see a stable Middle East with relations between Israel and its neighbors, with the establishment of an independent Palestinian state, and broad peace and security across the region. Go ahead.